Hi guys, I'm going to do this through Screencastify because then you can actually see what I'm doing on my screen, which is so nice. So it's a little bit different than our normal notes. I'm gonna have you have the file open and have a graphing calculator handy because over the next 2 days, we're gonna do everything in the calculator and then you just need to write it down afterwards. So it's gonna be pretty straightforward. The directions on here go through things step by step as well, but I'm gonna just skip the direction part because I'm going to show you how to actually enter things in. What you have to figure out first is where the matrix button is. We're only going to enter in A, B, and C for now. And then I'm going to have you do a few operations with them. I'm not actually going to have you do a ton of the other operations. Actually, let's do through D because then it'll be easier for you. So you'll see why in a sec. So we're going to enter in matrix A through D into our calculators. Basic operations today, and then I'll show you how to solve some systems tomorrow. And what I want you to do for your practice is just finish out the rest of this. You don't have to submit anything. All you have to do is figure out the rest of these operations. Some of them you can't do, so you basically skip them. But try to answer these questions. The answers are actually on the last page, so that's why I don't need you to submit anything. But it's a little bit of practice with the graphing calculator afterwards, okay? All right, so we are going to enter in 4 different matrices, okay? Notice that matrix A is a 1 by 3. So we need to go into our graphing calculator. If you lose me a little bit, if I go too fast, the keys that I'm hitting are going to be down here. So you can just follow along there. So to go into a matrix, all you need to do is hit the matrix button. Now the matrix button is blue, so I need to hit second first. So second, and then what looks like X to the -1. Okay. Anytime you need to re-enter a different matrix, unfortunately, you have to exit out. Otherwise, it will edit over what you already did. So this is a matrix I already have in my calculator, but in order to change it, I need to go to edit. Okay, so hit scroll to the edit button. We're going to hit enter to edit our matrix, and you have to tell it what dimensions we need. Okay, so I'm going to just scoot this over so you can see matrix A. All right, so matrix A we said is a 1 by 3. Okay, and if you hit the right arrow, it'll scoot over. So if you hit the number 1 and then scoot over to the 4 and change it to a 3, notice that automatically when you hit the down arrow, it'll have changed it to a 1 by 3. Okay, if you're still struggling with the dimension part, it has 1 row and 3 columns. And then you just start to type in the numbers. So 2, if you hit enter, it'll jump to the next line to the right. So it's kind of nice. -1 is our next number, and then 7. All right, so matrix A is good to go. Again, unfortunately, you need to exit out to re-edit a matrix, or you can go back into second matrix. We want to go over to edit, but now we want to edit letter B. So I'm going to hit the down arrow, until I get to B. Again, I have a slightly different matrix than what they say. Again, make sure you're on edit to be able to edit it, and then highlight number 2 for B. Okay, hit enter. This is a 3 by 2 matrix. Okay, again, you can hit 3, enter, then 2, it'll jump to that. And again, if I hit enter, it'll cut it down to a 3 by 2. And then you just have to enter in the numbers. So 0, enter, you could do 0.5 for the 1/2. -2, oops, I accidentally hit a button that I didn't need to hit. Sorry. Pause break. Oopsie. Okay. Okay, so 0, 1/2. And next one is -2. Then we have -1, 4, and then 3. Okay, we're going to keep entering it in. So you can either hit second mode to quit and then just go back in, or you can go back into second matrix, which again is x to the negative 1, go to edit. We're going to jump to C this time because we want to enter in C's matrix. Hit enter. We're making this a 2 by 2. Okay, so that's 4. Again, if you hit enter, it'll tab over to each new spot. 10, and then 5. Okay, and then the last one is letter D. So we're going to go back into matrix. This is the only like tedious part, but once I show you the operations, it's going to get real easy. And then we want to enter letter D. I believe that's also a 2 by 2, but I have to actually open the screen for a second so I can see it. There we go. Okay, so that is 3, negative 2, negative 4, and 3. Okay, so you have all your matrices in. What you want to do is go back to your home screen to do any operations. So this is the only downside of having to do things in the calculator is it saves a lot of time for the most part, but every time you do an operation, you have to hit quit, so second mode, because otherwise you're going to try to do those operations within the matrix, and that's not a thing you can do. So first thing we're going to try to do is add matrix A plus B. Now, some of you may be thinking, Miss Leveland, I can't do that. That is correct. You can't because they don't have the same dimensions. However, I'm just going to show you how to do it. So what you want to do is go back into second matrix. You literally just hit enter to highlight matrix A. So it'll say like, oh, there's matrix A. Then I can say plus, maybe not 2 of them, sorry. And then go back and highlight matrix B. So again, I want to go back into matrix, but this time I want to highlight B, hit enter. Again, we're probably going to get an error because they don't have the same dimensions. Aha, dimension mismatch. You can't do it. Good to know, okay? But which 2 matrices can we add together? This is why I included D. That is right, C and D, they have the same dimensions, so let's add them together. Again, addition and subtraction, super easy to do in your head with matrices, but this will eventually save you more time on some of the more complicated ones. So let's do second matrix. Let's go to C this time. Honestly, the order doesn't matter with addition, so you could do D first if you wanted to. But plus matrix D, highlight, hit enter. Ah, ta-da! It added them together for us. How convenient. Very good. All right, let's do C minus D. So matrix C, you can hit the number 3 if you don't want to scroll down. Minus, again, go back into matrix D. Hit enter. And there is your matrix. I don't know why I'm doing a French accent. I apologize. Okay. So that's how you add and subtract. You could do the same thing with multiplication. So say you wanted to do a scalar times one of the matrices. Let's do like 2 times matrix B. So 2 times and then go back in and highlight matrix B. Enter. 2. Ta-da! I multiplied everything by 2 for you. Okay. The last 3 things we're going to do are things that are tedious for you to do by hand. So it's going to save you a lot of time from here on out, which is super nice. So let's do a little bit of multiplication. So the nice thing is that we can multiply A times B. Why? That's right, because the inside dimensions match. I could also do C times D. I'm not going to, just because I want to show you one of these. But all you have to do is go into your matrix, so second matrix, highlight letter A. The order does matter here. You actually can't do B times A, so you have to do A times B. Remember, the inside dimensions have to match. And it's going to be a 1 by 2 matrix. We know that because of the outside dimensions. So go back in and highlight matrix B. So you want to highlight matrix B, hit enter, ta-da, a 1x2 matrix. It did all the math for you. Saved you so much time. If you want to try to C times D, you can, but the convenience is now we're done with that. The other thing I wanted to show you is how to find the determinant and the inverse. So now you can find the determinant of a 3x3 and the inverse of a 3x3. I'm going to do more with that with you tomorrow. So let's just do the inverse and determinant of letter C. Okay, so in order to do that, you need to go back into second matrix and you're going to go to math. That's nice because the first button is determinant. And you want to do the determinant of matrix C. So go into matrix again, highlight letter C, and the determinant is 0. That's good and bad at the same time. Anyone know why it's bad? That's right, you can't find the inverse of C, so we're not going to even do the inverse of that one. But that's how you find the determinant very quickly, which is nice. Now let's do the inverse of D then, because C doesn't have an inverse because the determinant is 0. Just a reminder, you can't do that because you'd be doing 1 over 0, which is undefined. All right, so let's do the second matrix again. This time, you don't have to hit math to find the inverse. All you have to do is highlight the matrix you want to find the inverse of. So highlight D. We're going to find the inverse of it. That literally means inverse, the little x, the -1. And there, ta-da, is my inverse. So sweet and convenient. One other quick note about the inverses is if you get weird decimals, you can always go to math fraction, just because it'll turn it into fractions for you and make your life a lot easier and the matrix will look better. One more, just to check it out. I want you to see if you can find the inverse of letter A. So let's go to second matrix. A, find the inverse. You will get an error. Aha, why is there an error? That is because A is a 1x3. In order to find a determinant or an inverse, you need a square matrix. So a 2x2, a 3x3, a 4x4, and so on. You do the determinant and inverse for a 3x3 the same way you did the 2x2s in the calculator. We're not going to do those by hand this year because of timing and also because it gets a little complicated, which we don't need right now. So that is basically all you needed to know in the calculator. If it was too fast, please let me know later. But again, try out some of these questions here for you. Just a reminder, they write determinant, but another way to show that is what looks like an absolute value symbol. So see if you can answer these questions too, but see if you can enter in the rest of the matrices. If you want to keep them with the letter that they represent, you just keep going. So keep adding to them. There's going to be more tomorrow with a slightly different paper. So this is just a little extra practice. Again, no need to submit it to me because it has the answers. And have a great day. See you later.